Just in, Princess Leonor royal wedding live from Denmark leaves Spain speechless. The palace bells ring, cameras flash. The world expects perfection, but no one expected this. A royal wedding so breathtaking, so emotionally raw, that it silenced an entire nation. And when Princess Leonor stepped forward in Denmark, Spain itself held its breath. It began under a cold Danish sky. Copenhagen's streets were lined with flags, red and white for Denmark, red and gold for Spain. Crowds gathered long before dawn, their eyes fixed on the grand cathedral doors. For months, speculation had filled European tabloids. Would Princess Leonor truly marry abroad? Would the heir to Spain's throne unite two monarchies with one vow? As the cathedral bells tolled, the answer walked gracefully through the gates. Leonor of Spain, radiant, poised, and trembling just slightly, stepped from her carriage. Her gown was unlike anything royal watchers had seen before, simple yet sculpted, flowing like morning light across marble floors. Designed in Madrid but sewn in secret in Copenhagen, it was a fusion of both nations, every thread a symbol of unity. The Spanish press had called this a diplomatic wedding disguised as a love story. But those who watched her eyes knew otherwise. When Leonor looked toward the altar, when she saw him, Prince Christian of Denmark, everything political vanished. In that gaze, there was only love. Their paths crossed years ago, in the quiet corridors of European royal gatherings. Both heirs, both raised in the golden cages of monarchy, both searching for authenticity in lives scripted by tradition. Christian, the charming Danish prince with a quiet strength, Leonor, the disciplined future queen with the heart of her mother, Queen Letizia, and the composure of her father, King Felipe VI. It was during an official youth summit in Oslo that the two shared their first real conversation, away from cameras, away from the expectations. She spoke of responsibility, he spoke of freedom. And somehow, those opposites found balance. Over the years, their friendship grew through letters, late-night calls, and fleeting moments at state events. Each meeting added another thread to a bond no distance could break. Until one evening last summer, Christian traveled quietly to Spain, unannounced, to ask King Felipe for permission, not as a prince to a monarch, but as a man asking a father for his daughter's hand. And Felipe, after a long silence, gave his blessing. While the world celebrated, inside the Spanish royal palace emotions ran deep. Queen Letizia, ever the protector, worried about her daughter's youth. Leonor is ready, Felipe told her. She was born ready. But Letizia's eyes betrayed a mother's fear, the fear of distance, of scrutiny, of history repeating itself. Behind the closed doors of Zarzuela Palace, conversations stretched late into the night. Should a Spanish queen live abroad? Should the heir to Spain's throne divide her time between two kingdoms? The royal advisors debated, but Leonor's decision was unshakable. This is not a choice between nations, she said softly. It's a choice between love and fear. And I choose love. Her words, overheard by a palace aide, became the whisper that spread through Europe's press within hours. Princess Leonor defies royal convention for love. Spain was divided. Some admired her courage, others feared it would blur the future of the monarchy. Yet none could deny the pride they felt as their young princess stood firm, graceful, and resolute. The wedding day. The air inside Copenhagen Cathedral shimmered with candlelight. King Felipe entered first, solemn yet proud, his military uniform gleaming under the golden arches. Queen Letizia followed, radiant and tearful, her gaze fixed ahead. Then came the moment. Leonor, on her father's arm, walked the aisle lined with both Danish and Spanish guards of honor. Every step echoed like a heartbeat. The choir sang in two languages, Danish hymns intertwined with Spanish harmonies. Symbolic, intentional, perfect. At the altar, Christian waited. His voice broke slightly as he whispered, "Am I Amor?" The audience gasped, the Danish prince speaking Spanish, a quiet nod to her home. She smiled, whispering back, "Min kærlighed, my love," in Danish. The cameras caught it. The world melted. And when the Archbishop of Denmark joined their hands, there was silence. A silence so full, so profound, that even the reporters forgot to speak. The Spanish delegation sat motionless. Queen Letizia wiped away tears, not of loss, but of transformation. King Felipe's eyes, usually disciplined and distant, softened with pride. As Christian and Leonor exchanged vows, Spain's future unfolded in front of him. Meanwhile, at home, across Spain's plazas and living rooms, millions watched the live broadcast. In Madrid, people stood outside bars and cafes, transfixed. Elderly women clutched rosaries, young girls watched in awe. For one day, Spain was united not by politics, not by controversy, but by love. When the couple exchanged rings, the cathedral bells rang out, echoed moments later by bells across Madrid, Seville, and even Leonor's beloved Asturias. It was as if Spain itself had found a reason to dream again. During the reception, held at Amalienburg Palace, Leonor rose to speak. Her voice was steady, yet tender. "Today I stand not between two nations, but within them. My heart belongs to Spain, to the land that raised me, to the people who believed in me. And it belongs also to Denmark, to the home that welcomed me, to the man who chose me not for my crown, but for my soul." The room erupted in applause. Even Queen Margrethe, the seasoned monarch, was seen wiping a tear. King Felipe embraced his daughter tightly. "Spain will always be with you," he whispered. And she replied, "Then Spain will never be far." That single line flooded Spanish media within minutes. It became a national phrase, printed on newspapers, echoed on television: "Spain will never be far." Analysts called it a new era for European royalty. The marriage was more than a union of hearts, it was a bridge between traditions, generations, and kingdoms once divided by silence. Yet, as celebrations continued, one moment left everyone speechless. As the couple stepped onto the palace balcony, the crowd below began to chant, not Christian, not Leonor, but España y Dinamarca, unidos. Leonor's face softened with emotion. For the first time, she waved not as Spain's princess, but as Europe's future queen. And in Madrid, at that very moment, the Spanish national flag was raised alongside Denmark's. Two colors, two nations, one story. That evening, Copenhagen glowed under fireworks. The royal yacht, anchored in the harbor, reflected lights across the water like shimmering jewels. Leonor and Christian danced on the open deck, her gown catching the sea breeze, his hand resting gently at her waist. Queen Letizia watched from the balcony, her heart heavy and light all at once. Felipe joined her, silent for a while before saying, "We raised a queen." Letizia nodded, eyes glistening. And she chose love. In the distance, faint music drifted over the city, a blend of Spanish guitar and Danish violins. Every note felt like a promise. Every heartbeat, a prayer. Commentators compared it to the great unions of history, Victoria and Albert, Rainier and Grace, but with a modern soul. Leonor had redefined what monarchy could mean in the 21st century. Her marriage wasn't just about lineage. It was about leadership through love, diplomacy through empathy. Spain saw in her a reflection of its own evolution, proud, passionate, yet willing to embrace change. In the years to come, historians would look back at this day as the moment Europe's youngest generation of royals stepped into their own. And it all began in that cathedral, beneath a canopy of gold, when Princess Leonor said, "See." The wedding may have ended, but its echoes still linger. Spain, once divided in opinion, now found unity in pride. Denmark, too, celebrated not just a royal event, but a love story for the world. And somewhere between Madrid and Copenhagen, two hearts, once separated by duty, now beat as one. As dawn broke over the Baltic Sea, a quiet image appeared on royal social media. Leonor and Christian, hand in hand, barefoot on the palace lawn, watching the sunrise. No titles, no ceremony, just two young souls, together. That single image spoke louder than any headline. Spain was silent. Denmark was in awe, and the world was speechless.